All right, Brad.
It's good to be back.
This is Need for Speed Most Wanted.
It's good to be back.
It is this year's Need for Speed game.
Okay.
And I'm spinning Fat Brodies.
I can see that. You're pretty good at that.
Yeah, it's even easier in this game than it is in Forza Horizon, except for the part where, oh god, I just popped
Blew your
tire.
tires out. Jesus.
This game's weird.
Has that ever happened before?
Not while doing this.
Wow.
I did not expect that to occur.
What recourse do you have?
We have destroyed the rear tires on this very fancy car, so we'll just have to jump through this billboard and hope for the best.
Is this somebody's avatar on that billboard?
Yes, yeah. So that's the thing about Need for Speed Most Wanted is they've taken their kind of leaderboards everywhere concept that they started with. I guess it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Right.
Where the auto log stuff kind of came from, and they've really expanded it even more.
Burnout Paradise had
a
lot of that stuff.
Now we have
too,
tires
right?
again. Yes. This game ultimately is mini Burnout Paradise 2.
Okay. So not a full-on sequel, but
yeah, it's a spiritual successor, and it is not as big as that game was.
Okay.
Actually, I would say this game feels kind of small. But a lot of those same ideas.
Yeah.
You saw me drive through that repair spot there, and it repaired my tires. As well as, kind of repairing the vehicle and changing the color of it and stuff, and the kind of respray stuff. And the tires come into play because there's cops, because it's the Most Wanted game, and they throw out spike strips and they can pop your tires, and that's bad. Actually, you know what? It's less bad and more of just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The cops in this game are really just kind of a hassle. There's a cop over here. Let's go start some shit.
Why you want to do that? We can disrespect police.
No, wait, is he above me or... Oh, no, the freeway is like below me or
I know you're excited the Giants won and everything, but there's
We're
no
gonna go
reason...
tear some stuff up.
There's no reason to be uncivil. Do you ever play as the cops in this
No.
like you did in Hot Pursuit?
No.
So they're just there to make your life miserable?
Yeah. There he is.
Oh!
So a lot of the burnout rules apply for earning boost for oncoming traffic sort of stuff and takedowns and stuff like that.
I see it's kind of got the burnout thing of your car is basically a tank. Like when you hit another car, you just sort of tear through it.
Well, that was only in Burnout Revenge. Like hitting civilian traffic destroys your car.
Yeah.
Which is like logically a really insane concept that. Well, there is no logical way to process that, really, because I can totally boost into this cop car and it's fine, but if I boost into a civilian car, it's a crash.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right, well, we bashed that guy and got away. We enter cooldown. There are no pursuit breakers or, cooldown spots in this game, like there were in the previous Most Wanted.
Hang on, why did your heat just increase?
Because
you hit that pole?
Yeah, because I'm fucking up shit.
Okay.
Also, I got away and it had entered cooldown, and then a cop drove up and saw me, which then started it back up again, so... Alright. So we've gotten out of sight, but you see there's a cop headed our way on the radar there, which is a pain in the ass. We have to basically let the heat meter drain all the way out without getting back in visual range. And while this is going on, while I'm in this state, I can't start a race. I can't. There's like a lot of stuff I cannot do, which is kind of a hassle because there are some events that just have cops as part of them, and after the fact you're supposed to evade them. But if you're like, whatever, I just want to get to the next race because there's really no benefit to the police being in the game. It just kind of gets in the way. It's fun once or twice, but then that's sort of it. Here's a billboard I have not smashed. Oh, damn it.
Still have not smashed it.
Oh.
Smash that guy.
It's kind of funny that the billboards all have logos for other EA studios on them.
Is it? Is funny really the word?
Hey, at least they're not fucking Burger King ads.
Fair enough. Have they done that?
They had product placement in
Paradise, right?
Yeah.
Like dynamically updating ones, right?
I believe so, yeah. So you see there after I land that, it brings up a little leaderboard letting me know how far my jump was while breaking that billboard. They've got speed cameras, they've got gates for you to smash through, kind of like Burnout, you know.
Sure.
They've got a lot of that stuff in there. But ultimately, this game is about racing. This thing's the single player anyway. And you've got 5 races per car. And that's not to say that there are 5 unique races for every single car. It's more that to unlock a car's modifications, you have to complete all these races for each car. You can also change cars on the fly, but it's sort of a weird. It's a weird system. So like I'll change this Jaguar because I've not driven it before. We actually have to jump to where it is. All the cars just exist in the world. And
Not in a garage, just like hanging out somewhere.
Yeah. So when I change to a new car, it actually warps me to where that car is parked. And part of the game is finding the spots where all these cars are parked. And they call them jack spots, which I think is a gross name. It's not a thing I want to talk about. It's just like, ugh. Let's go to the jack spot. No. No thank you, sir. But that probably says more about me than about the game. So when you first get a car, no mods, no nitrous, no nothing.
Yeah.
So like every car you get into, you're kind of starting from scratch and completing these 5 races to unlock the exact same set of upgrades for each one of the vehicles. So 2 types of nitrous, you know, a few types of tires, you know, whether you want track tires or off-road tires or, you know, tires that'll reinflate. You know, you can kind of make those changes on the fly. So here's a jack spot up here. So you can just kind of like pull up to a car, hit a button, and you'll be driving that car.
So hang on, is that a car you've never seen before?
No, it was already on my map. So that's a car I've already driven past, and you see I've already earned some points.
Let's say it was. Is that how you get the car?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I just drive up
to it and hit a button.
Hit a button, I've got the car.
Huh.
The 10 cars that form kind of the core progression in the single player are not on the road at first until you have completed the events and beaten those cars.
Gotcha.
And then that puts them in the world for you. The rest of the cars they're just already there.
So every time you switch to a car once you got it unlocked, like forevermore it is in the same place?
Yep.
It never you don't like leave it somewhere else?
Nope.
That seems weird.
It's super weird.
I mean, because it seems like wanting a specific car would be very situational to what you're out doing in the world.
Well,
right?
but the races are car specific, so it's not like you pull up to a race and go, oh, I wish I had a different car.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Except for the kind of the core progression most wanted races, you can bring any car you have to those.
Gotcha.
It's more like so I'm in this car right now that has no nitrous, but what if I drive past like the last billboard I need?
Right.
And it's like, man, if I had a car with nitrous and aero, it'd be a lot easier to get a good jump off this.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Then I have to work back to where that car is parked and then drive back to that spot.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I think it's a bad way to handle it.
Yeah.
And so now here I am at where this race starts, but because I got in a wreck while a cop was watching, we now have to deal with this. And like I don't want to deal with this. It's not, it's definitely not. It's not fun in this car that has no nitrous, no nothing. It's just like it's faster to get busted, which the only thing that happens here is it warps you back to where that car is parked. So now we have to drive all the way back to that race again. Except we don't, because I've already entered that race with one of the other cars. And once you have done that, you can actually just start the race from the menu. Thankfully, one concession that they have made on that.
And that's only because you've already done it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not in this car. So you see, I have a time in this race, but I have to complete this race with this car to unlock mods for this car. You follow?
My head is spinning.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, yes, but just, some of it seems more sensible, some of it less.
Yeah. I think that it's, but kind of once you, it's a lot of like relatively small stuff in the grand scheme of things that like the core game is still pretty good.
Right.
The core single player, I mean, it's still fun. Like most of the events are good and solid. The handling's good. It's fun to explore the world.
It's more like just some of the glue that holds it all together.
Right. It's some questionable decisions that I think
Well, I mean,
make the game more troublesome than it should be.
Like as you did, I loved the holy hell out of Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
But there were a few little things in that game that were the same way, right? Like every time you failed an event in that game, you had to drive back to where it started.
Which they did patch in after the fact.
Yeah.
I think last time this came up, they wanted to produce a world that didn't have load times, I guess, right?
Right.
This one you can retry events after you failed them.
Good.
Though even then it's like there's a moment where the game stops and saves, and the HUD has to reappear before you can enter the menus and start the race. And in a moment where so a lot of the races in this game, if you make one mistake, you're done. Especially in these situations where these early races with a car where you don't have all the mods yet. The mods basically allow you to screw up more in a race and still have tools to recover and get back into the lead. Whereas this race here, when I don't have nitrous, let alone track tires or any of the other stuff, it's the sort of thing where sometimes the harder races are a hassle, troublesome. But troublesome in that way of you crash once and go fuck, and then pause it and hit restart.
Yep. Because you can't make it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the single player, it's all right, but yeah, there are a lot of little things like that I think it could have been better.
Right.
And it took me, let's call it it was probably 8 hours, I think, to get enough points to take on the #1 most wanted car and basically beat the game.
Okay.
That's not completing every event with every single car and doing everything there is to do.
But now you are the most wanted.
Credits roll.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the end of the single player progression.
You're the most wanted.
Oh god.
You're not kind of wanted.
I am the most wanted, yes.
Not only partially wanted.
I am Razor Callahan.
Okay. Well, that's all any of us can really strive for.
Yeah. So for finishing first, for finishing second, I get one type of mod, and for finishing first, there's another, and now I've got off-road tires, which I'll put on, and nitrous for this car, which are those are both pretty key things. Track tires are good too, but whatever, depending on what kind of race you're doing. So right now, while there's no HUD, I can't actually do anything. So now I can. So I can pull up another race, I can start to customize the car, you can kind of see the different mods that you unlock for the car. These do make meaningful differences. And then there are pro versions of those mods.
What are you doing there, buddy?
AI sometimes does some real dumb stuff.
Oh, man. One thing I really like is that all of this stuff is happening through this little pop-up menu.
Yeah.
You don't have to flip to some garage view to slap those mods on or
yeah,
something.
exactly. I can just do it right here.
That
and
looks
it just
extremely streamlined. That's awesome.
Yeah, this stuff's great.
Kind of alternate cameras are we talking about? I mean, I'm with you. I would play
One, two, boom, boom.
Oh, no in-cockpit?
Nope.
In-car?
It's not a cockpit kind of game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I would argue that no game is a cockpit kind of game, but
I'm with you. This looks about right to me. But this is, I'm guessing, still pretty much on the arcade end of the spectrum.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it controls like Burnout.
Yeah. Good.
You tap the brakes to start drifts. You get these long, smooth, beautiful drifts.
That's what I like to hear.
So here's another car that I have not done any of the races in, so there's no nitrous, no nothing. Let's change to a car real quick.
Use a car that you like.
So you see there are tons of jack spots, but some of them have the same car in them. So you see we can kind of pick from three different parking spots.
Same car.
For the same car, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The other thing I eventually did after a few hours was turn the music down.
Yeah, just completely off.
Yeah, I was not
loving it.
Kind of repetitive. Also, with the music down, so all the jack spots, there's music coming from them. And so with the music turned down, I could sit here and slowly rotate and listen to my surround sound speakers. And go like, oh, there's a car over there, and then go find it.
Huh.
So if you're trying to find the cars,
Okay, so there's no like UI indication that the car is nearby.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Once you found it, they show up with those steering wheels on the map over there.
Right, but until then, it's like
they
an
do not.
actual scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're collectibles, you know,
Yeah.
and they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, these gates and billboards.
Suck it, Visceral Games.
Yeah, that's right. There are only a few studios listed on those things. Definitely not the full lineup of EA Studios.
Who do they have? Who are we talking about?
It's Visceral, it's BioWare, it's EA Sports.
Danger Close?
No.
No. Huh. Imagine that.
So, yeah, there's a lot you could read into that if you really wanted to start like
I will refrain
prescribing malice to the
speculation.
developers or whatever level of respect or whatever you want to call it.
No black box, huh?
No black box. Dice. There's also Dice.
Okay. Yeah, yes, actually, I saw Dice earlier. What city are we in?
It's called Fairhaven.
Do they care? Not really a thing.
No, not really. So the single player, like, it's fine, but like I said, you know, there's a lot of little things that I feel like they could have handled better to just make the game more enjoyable.
Right.
But
The core driving's still great.
my guess is they put all that work into the multiplayer,
Oh.
which hopefully we'll find a game. The game's officially out tomorrow. I have not had any trouble getting into games.
People are out there selling it.
Yeah,
Or-
over the weekend it was
or
definitely
downloading
All right,
it.
good. We should be matching up with someone.
Jeff, is this game better with Kinect?
I have not tried it.
All right.
No. It's all voice. It's all stuff like it just makes those. It's that menu that I'm able to pull out with the D-pad.
Yeah.
Only you just say the words instead, which
You know, it's fine.
sure.
If you don't like it, don't use it. I just,
Yeah.
I still don't understand it.
Yeah. So your XP or your speed points from the single player come into multiplayer and determine your speed level, your speed ranking. All right. Yeah, we're in here with a bunch of people. Cool. And are we in intermission time here? Or no. Up next. Okay, so we'll get right into it. I need to actually change cars. So this is the multiplayer is everything the single player isn't.
Yeah.
When I change cars, it's like, yeah, cool. Here you go.
Great.
And this is basically all the multiplayer in this game is taken from the kind of the challenge setup of Burnout Paradise.
Okay.
Totally overhauled and refined in an incredibly intelligent way.
Wow.
It's fucking genius. Like the multiplayer is outstanding.
Right. It's almost like you're talking about a different game here.
Yeah, totally. It's so you see up at the top there where it says Team Race Speed Test Challenge. Basically, they group events together in clusters of 5. And it looks like they're in the middle of an event right now, so that's probably why we don't really have much to do, other than just kind of cruise around and.
I think you have plenty to do.
Yeah. I'll drive over to where they are at least, because that's probably what it'll be. So they group these events together in chunks of 5, and it'll start and say drive to the meetup point, and so to get everyone into the same spot for when the event's going to start. And then whatever the event is, it says like, all right, the event has started, now go do this, whether it's a race or whether it's a speed test, or a challenge, which is like more of a cooperative thing, where it's like, okay, everyone needs to park on the roof of this building, and then getting to the roof of the building is the challenge. Like, can you figure out how to jump from rooftop to rooftop and get there? Or it'll be like, oh, who can get the longest jump off of this ramp? And that becomes a competitive thing, but you're still just kind of driving back and forth for a minute or two, doing sweet jumps. And then they make all of it competitive. So the first person to get to the meetup gets a little bit of gets some points. And if you take down another player during something like a challenge, like if if you're all trying to jump off a ramp or something like that, if you take another player out, they're disqualified for the rest of that event. So their score is locked. They can't earn any more points. So it's this mix between like you want to get the longest jump and then immediately try to take out everyone else who's trying to get a longer jump than you. Or do you just keep trying to get longer and longer jumps?
Right.
And it's smart. Like it's dirty.
Yeah.
It's a dirty fucking game.
It sounds
And
like there are
it's-
multiple layers to the
Yeah.
strategy. That sounds awesome.
like even on races. So like this team race that we'll get up next. Hopefully that's what we'll get into. Well, whatever. It's just a race. But the races in multiplayer, you all get to the meetup point, which is a kind of ambiguous area, and doesn't even tell you which direction you're going to want to be facing until the race is like 3 seconds away from starting.
It doesn't automatically warp everybody into like starting grid?
Yeah, there is no starting grid.
Huh.
So you all get to the point, and then it counts down, and then on your map in the corner, the line will light up, and it'll show you where you're supposed to be driving, and you just start going. Like it's still counting down 3, 2, 1. So you probably couldn't drive through the first checkpoint until the timer has started, but you want to be headed in that direction as soon as you possibly can.
You got to think on your feet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You are always.
I need to see this in action.
Always competing. So. That was the team race, so we won't see the team race. And this one is muscle cars only. What do I have?
Can you sort by muscle car?
Yeah, it only shows valid cars when there is a car restriction.
Okay.
But see, it's annoying because the map doesn't always appear for a couple seconds here, and now I'm not sure where I'm going. Okay, here we go. So 2 miles to the meetup. And if a player doesn't get there fast enough, they eventually just warp all the players to the meetup point. Only the first person there gets points anyway, so if you're not first, you're last. In multiplayer, every car starts with nitrous, and you earn the other mods by completing challenges. So it'd be like, when you drive 5 miles, you'll get your first mod for a car, or if you drift X number of things with one mod equipped, you'll unlock the pro version of that mod. It's like a very kind of Call of Duty sort of style to the progression.
So wait, does that mean... Whoa!
Yeah.
Does that mean none of your unlocks are coming in?
Nothing comes over. The cars I have unlocked in single player, none of that comes in.
Nothing.
That's all based on your overall experience level that you see there at the top center of the screen. So I'm level 28.
Okay.
And that's all. That is my single player total.
Okay.
So that matters.
Okay, so there is benefit to playing campaign before, if you can even call it a campaign.
Right, or vice versa, because the points go both ways,
Right,
and the points are what governs your access to the kind of the most wanted, like the main events in single player. So you can go play multiplayer for 5 hours and then come back and just do those 10 races and be done.
Wow.
But you wouldn't have unlocked any of the mods for those cars yet, so you would still have to
do some stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like billboards carry over between?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would much rather just do all the billboard stuff online,
right,
or something.
Yeah. Sounds like kind of do everything online that you can.
It's got a horn also.
Good.
All right. So pyramid jump. I imagine it's gonna be who can get the longest jump off the pyramid. So I'm gonna go get back here so I can get a good run at it. But yeah, they don't draw any lines. They don't say, here's the starting point, here's where you need to be, nothing like that.
F that guy up. Whoa.
All right, so I eliminated a guy. You see some names getting crossed out there before they've even scored.
How does it determine elimination? Like it's too damaged to keep going or something?
If you take someone out, if you hit them hard enough or hit them into a wall.
Right.
Like, so if I pound this guy while he's going slow, yeah, got him. So he's eliminated.
Jeez, man,
and cannot score.
Wow.
Or his last score is now his best possible. Yeah. Oh no.
Man.
And that was me. So I'm out. But I'm in first, and I'm still here, so I can now keep trying to stop them. Or I guess, no, I'm gonna finish second at best, but these other two guys, I need to try and stop them. Where is this most wanted E30? There he is.
Oh! What is stealing his rollout?
That puts you in his car. It's sort of a death streak sort of thing, like again like Call of Duty. I want my sweet revenge to be Speed Hunter, which is unlimited nitro for 30 seconds.
Wow.
And I can just switch that right there. I don't know if it takes until the actual event starts, or until the actual next event starts, but yeah, it took. So. All right, so finish second, not bad.
Yeah.
And then it totals it up, and then over on the left side, it gives you kind of a GoldenEye little thing that there's always some bonus there, whether it was like you were the slowest wreck, you know.
A for effort.
Yeah, they're always giving you some points. So drive to meet up, sports cars only. All right, let's. Oh. You see, I'm popping off points for kind of completing these speed trials and doing this other stuff too. So. and getting new license plates, which is your player card equivalent. Frame rate not so hot.
I was just
in this
thinking
game.
that.
Yeah.
Trying to restrain myself,
So
but I
the-
love a smooth frame rate, and this does not have it.
Yes. By the time this video goes up, the PC version will be available. I have
Okay.
not seen it yet outside of, well, like E3. They were showing it on PC,
Yeah.
and it was 60 frames a second
Yeah.
there at least.
And probably 1080.
Yeah, probably.
God, this would
I mean,
look incredible.
the Criterion's last Need for Speed game was the same way. It looked outstanding on the PC, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that is going to be the case here. That's really where I want to play this game.
Right. Although in this particular case, this game more than many others seems like it largely would turn on like how many friends you have playing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And my Origin friends list, I believe, is currently at about 2 people.
yeah. Well, there's a
So-
thread on the message boards of people trying to, trade Origin IDs ahead of the game's release. So
Yeah.
you could always go that route. I am in the meetup spot. Why return to meetup? No, I guess it's real finicky about what it considers the meetup spot. Oh, I needed to change off Carjacker. So the loadouts are car specific too. So every time I change cars, I need to go pick Speed Hunter here, because that's what I want. And I have no mods for this car, but every car starts with burn nitrous, which burn means burnout. There's also power shot, which is the kind of old style. Your bar must be completely full before you can use it. So yeah, I mean, even here at the meetup point, we're just being dicks.
That's pretty much the name of the game, right?
Yeah,
I mean, those were my favorite times with Burnout Paradise. was
Totally.
Just
every
digging
player
around.
must jump onto the roof of the mall using... All right, so... Wait a minute. Onto the roof of the mall using the
Interlocking loops.
interlocking...
We got an overscan
have
issue
an
going on
overscan
here where we
issue.
can see about the top, maybe fourth of
Yeah,
that text.
it's these interlocking loops here.
at Bloomgard Square.
So it's these sick loops here.
Aha, that is a pretty sick loop.
I need some nitrous here, I think, if I'm going to do this. This seems hard,
Oh!
especially if that keeps happening.
Yeah.
So there's no eliminations in this one because it's not that kind of event. It's more like we need to get up there, and once we're up there, we'll start scoring, and then you could, theoretically knock someone else out of the area if you wanted to be like that. All right, that's not going to be enough. This seems difficult. But that was always, I mean, the best stuff in Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
I feel like were the early days of it where you're like, man, I'm not even sure how to make that jump.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some nitrous. Let's hit it.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh! Oh, man. It's like a real Wile E. Coyote kind of almost made it to the other side.
Yeah.
But not
So if
quite.
I had the arrow body on the car, if I had unlocked that, which is not necessarily easy to unlock, I would get more air. I'd be a lighter car.
Yeah.
So, well, that's maybe a dick move on my part. I probably should have moved. Especially because, oh, there we go, unlimited nitrous.
Got this. Oh!
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
First.
And that one's just yours now, right?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like that was just whoever gets there
Yeah,
first
that's
is first, right?
Yeah, whoever gets there first.
Like
is
somebody
first.
can't do it better and take it.
Right. Yeah, but the challenge is that everyone needs to be up here
Oh,
at the same time,
okay.
I believe. Or maybe it just checks it off that we have accomplished the task.
Oh, okay. You know if there's a time limit? Is it like-
It'll probably eventually kick in and say, no, you didn't do it.
Oh.
And now I'm not there.
Thanks for that, dick.
Drew, what does it say in the score area there on the side? Where it's getting cut off a little bit in here.
On the right?
Yeah, does it say I'm checked off, or does it say anything about me being done, checkbox or anything?
Everybody, all the checkboxes are clear.
Okay, that means everyone has to be up there at the same time, probably.
Yeah, there was one that was checked, and now it's unchecked.
Okay. Then there's no way we're going to complete this challenge.
I have a serious question.
All right.
Say that you want to cast your lot with only one driving game this season.
Oh, yeah.
So close. You knew this was coming.
Yeah, totally.
This or Forza Horizon?
You know,
I mean, those are the two, right?
yeah. I think Forza Horizon is an amazing game. But at the end of the day, it is racing.
Yeah.
If all you're interested in is racing and kind of a good, solid, open world racing game, that is your game. The racing is better in that game. But this multiplayer challenge stuff, like all this stuff, is awesome. And it's awesome in the same way that Burnout Paradise was. So I mean, if you know you like that style of game, this is that done better in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But the single player is nowhere near as good as Forza Horizon's. And then on top of that, I feel like on consoles at least, the frame rate issues and stuff in this game get in the way. Like Forza Horizon's beautiful.
That's a great looking
Beautiful
and more importantly, smooth game.
Yeah.
Smoother than this, anyway, from what I saw.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any one answer.
Yeah. More about what you're looking for.
It's going to be this weird case where, like, I think this game will score lower
Yeah.
than Forza
Right.
because of its issues.
Right.
But in terms of games I will probably spend more time playing, this may eventually surpass it
Yeah.
because of the way the multiplayer is built.
Right.
You know, the time I spent just playing the single player in this game, like, it's fine. It's just not. It's not a great time.
Yeah.
And Forza Horizon is a great time, just racing around and doing stuff.
How many sick loops does Forza Horizon have, though?
None.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
none.
That's pretty much the heart of the issue. Oh. Well, Jeff, is there anything else to say?
I don't know. Now I'm curious to know if this challenge is actually going to end,
Yeah.
or if they're really serious about everyone making it.
Well, we're what, coming up on 6 minutes here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one check mark.
Maybe give it a couple more minutes?
Yeah. Well, I know I can do it with unlimited nitrous, but maybe I just need to get further back like these guys are doing.
I mean, the one time you got it was with the unlimited.
Yeah,
right?
it was. So if I get someone else to take me out, then I would probably have Speed Hunter again. And
Oh!
there we go.
Oh.
Got it.
All right.
Now, Drew, am I checked off?
Yes.
All right. Word from the control room as I'm checked off, and I'm just going to hide back here. So we're unlocking additional lists of challenges, unlocking paint packs. These are all car specific as well. So for meeting these challenges in this car, I'm unlocking stuff in this car. Short gears, which is better acceleration, worse top speed. This Muse song, you hear it a lot
Yeah.
in this game. And it was after about the 6th time of hearing it in the same day that I turned the music down and never looked back.
Yeah.
I actually think this is a pretty good song.
You just
but-
went without?
Yeah.
I feel like custom soundtracks on the 360 is an underappreciated feature.
So this actually has, if you have custom playlists already built on the 360, like a custom soundtrack,
Yeah.
it'll pick it up and you can select
Wow.
it. So the one I still have on there named Def Jam Icon, it picked that up.
Pulled that one in.
And I was able to select it if I wanted to.
But even if you don't have a playlist made, if you just have music there, it'll still pull that too, right?
I don't think so.
Huh.
All right.
Oh?
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know that it will. I mean, well, the system level stuff you can do that.
That's what I mean.
But in the game options, which I
Oh.
imagine then lets it, you can hit the button to skip tracks. And
Oh, wow.
all that sort of stuff. So I finished first and technically won that event, even though
there you go.
we did not pass Wait, why am I only speed level 4? Maybe this is car specific too.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? It's going to count all the way up to 28, I think.
Great.
That seems like it might be an ish with the game. But whatever, I can hit continue. And so in public games, in private games, you can actually customize what you want your 5 events to be and pick them off from a list and a map and stuff. In public games, it just kind of randomly goes through them and gives you a 3-minute intermission between events. So you see that timer ticking down.
Yep.
And some of the events will actually be what I'm doing now. It'll be like drift around this object, and all players must contribute, and you have to get 8,000 yards total. And yeah, it's just awesome. Like the multiplayer is great. You cannot flat spin though, and I keep hitting the E-brake every time I fly off something.
Oh.
And there are no flat spins in this game.
That's a shame.
There's no power parking either. Okay, wait. We can all potentially live without power parking. I'll grant you that.
You're making me just want to go dig out Burnout Paradise.
Exactly. That's the ultimate problem with this whole situation. Is that, god damn it, Burnout Paradise was a great game. And wouldn't it be awesome if they were able to make another one of those?
Sure would.
And you know, because the crashes in this game are not spectacular.
Yeah.
Look, you know, think about what this would look like in Burnout Paradise. Think about what that would look like and what it looks like here.
That wasn't great.
That's not great.
It was a bad camera angle.
It doesn't go
Yep.
and just smash into a fucking tin can.
Yep.
Oh, Burnout Paradise is good. This game, also pretty good.
I would even welcome the return of DJ Atomica
Totally.
for new Burnout Paradise.
This game needs a voice.
Yeah.
It really is, like, the only voices here are the voices of the cops. But when you first put it in, the woman that gives the speech at the beginning of Burnout Paradise is in the game.
Huh.
And gives almost the exact same speech,
Man.
right down to the, you know, what you do from here is up to you. Like that whole fucking thing is in here.
Why are they going to tease you like
I
that?
know. They're drawing very direct lines, and that's cool because
They know what they're doing.
this game, a lot of this game is from that game,
Yeah.
and in a lot of ways smarter. I think the way they built this multiplayer, like think about Burnout Paradise, where you had to like, oh well, these are the 7-player challenges, so I need to kick you out so we can do those.
Right.
Like how crazy that stuff was.
Yeah.
And then someone would join and fuck the whole thing up, and you know it was just like that stuff was
That game was unhinged.
totally
Like there was
that game got loose.
like there was an anything goes kind of philosophy to that
Yeah.
thing.
Also, to start events in this game, you pull up to where they start and hit both triggers to do a burnout.
Great.
Like in Burnout.
Great. So this game's like 80% there or something, 90%. Like it's
Let's call it 80.
okay. I'm not gonna. I won't infer anything by that.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's most of what was awesome in that game.
Yeah, a lot of the things that were awesome about that
But not
game are
quite.
here, and a lot of them are refined in some pretty, like super smart ways. Like whoever designed this stuff, I mean, whoever designed the Burnout Paradise Online stuff, super smart already. Finding awesome ways to refine those systems to make it more convenient and more interesting. Awesome. Totally awesome. Just unqualified radness. But the single player, just like all the, you know, the kind of the other little things surrounding it, drag down on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Still looks awesome. Still looks totally worth playing.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, I suspect, and you know, the review will not run until I feel I can say this with some certainty, but I suspect that the PC version is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Also, I've not tried the Vita version. The Criterion did the work themselves.
Oh, wow.
And it sounds like it could potentially be very similar to this game. It sounds like it's 4-player, but I have a copy of that. Just haven't had time to look at it because I wanted to get through this one for the review and stuff. But the Vita version sounds like it does duplicate large parts of this experience, which, you know, if you think about what Burnout was on the PSP when they did it,
Yeah.
like those were kind of awesome games.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential there as well. So that's Need for Speed Most Wanted. No Razor Callahan and no power parking, but
Still pretty good.
almost everything else you would want out of a game. Just sometimes not enough of it.
Yeah. All right.